Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian FX crosses, and starting with the Australian US dollar index here. It was nice to see wave C come into play quite sharply, and it did come in quite sharply as well, and wave C's are normally a bit more lazier than wave A, but in the bigger picture, next degree higher, we are in wave A anyway, so it's all very suitable. Now, once this is finished here, then and it appears to be quite close. We can look at that in a moment. Then would be looking for the A wave to here, a B wave in three waves, an A and a B and a C wave here, and then up for wave C here, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. This one here or this one here. Essentially a retest of 75, so that's what we're looking for. Wave B here can pull back 61.8% of the whole length of wave A here. Wave A here, yeah, look, there may be one more little high to come into play here before we see this correction here, and if we just have a look at that maybe on the 15-minute chart here. Okay, so this is all of wave C here. This is the low. So we can look at this as wave 1 and 2 here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of this can be just the third wave, with the fourth wave here pulling back to 38.2%. So we can get something like this here as wave 4, then wave 5. Wave 5 is not going to go very far because the extension's in wave 3 here. So wave 1 here and wave 5 will have some similar sort of thing, but it won't quite be like that because wave 4's pull back down here to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree through here, but it won't take out the top here by much. It will just make a little high, and then wave B will start as such. The correction just could start from here as well, but it doesn't really matter because we're not really going to get involved in the wave 4 as such. You know, if you're scalping, then that's fine. But the main trade for all of this is shorting once wave 4 is completed over here. If I knew that wave C was going to be so quick, well then sure, you know, we can. You'd just be you'd be long above 73 anyway, you know, but I wouldn't get involved in wave B here as such. And if we assume that wave C of A top there is in play, let's just take it a little bit higher here to satisfy that. That would leave us with a wave B coming back into place about here. So it's possible that we could actually be looking at wave A here already, wave B in here, wave C here, and wave B here. So we can clean a bit of this up here. Don't need that, get the right sort of look. So really we just need to see how that's going to see if that's the high in there or not. But I wouldn't get involved in this structure here. I'll just save that. On another note too, it's possible that this wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C here, is actually completes wave 4 as well. So that wave 4 could come over to here. So I won't go there just yet, but if I see a bearish picture merging down through here, then we'll look at that. I mean, it's possible because it's an A, B and a C correction here, and it has pulled up quite close to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. So it's possible, but I think that we'll get a little bit more in here. But this also reflects back to the outcome of what this wave 4 correction is will play out in the euro and the pound AU crosses as well. So we need to work through those. So let's just have a look at one of them. So both of them. So the euro here. Now last time we spoke, we were looking at 5-wave structure down here and a corrective move. And then we're looking for 5 waves down through to here. So you can see here that it's not quite finished. I mean, maybe this is the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here. So that B wave sits on here, and we've got 5 waves in here already. I'm not quite sure, but at worst, what could happen is wave 4 and wave 5 here. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for wave A, and then wave B, and then wave C here. That's what I'm thinking. But the trouble with wave 4s is that, you know, they can get complicated. They can be triangle patterns or double zigzags and so on. And so that they are tricky things to navigate. So try not to get caught up in this too much. I mean, one of the main things here is that whatever happens, if we're patient and we allow the correction to mature to a point that we actually know what it is, then we can make a move on it. It's just that we don't know what it is, what's going to occur in wave 4. There's too many options always. Now, so it's hard to make a move on it. You know, at the end of the day, finding support on the midpoint here and trading long is the aim of the game. Now, if we can, you know, if, for instance, if this is actually in 3 waves here, and A, B, and C here, then I know that it's corrective. I know the rest of this is corrective. But if this develops into 5 waves down here, then we're going to get a counter trend and then another 5. So as it stands, if we just get 3 here, then we get a flat correction. So it still means that we'll get another 5 over here, but they won't be as long, so to speak. It'll be quite short. Be more of a flat correction inside that parameter and that parameter there. Do you know what I mean? So flat sideways pattern, basically. But the 3 waves tells us that whatever happens, it's all part of a corrective pattern, and we'll be making a new high here. So it's kind of important what this first leg is here, and I always like to allow them to unfold to see what we're up against, you know, and then start making plans from there. And also the pound is the same as well. So yeah, look, we just need to do the same thing. It's possible that this is completed here in this instance, but we may see this here in the 5 waves down, and then we'll get 3 waves up to the 50-60% move, and then another 5 down here. I wouldn't get involved in the B wave here, because they can get, if wave A is simple, then wave B will be complex, and then wave C can be simple or even more complex. So it's always that alternation, simple, complex, simple, complex. That's the basic routine, but there's variations on that, but they'll always be different. That's the main point. They're never the same. So it can be simple, complex, and then more complex. So they're good little tips to work with. So okay, so right, the Australian yen. Now, this is good too, and we noted that it was bouncing along medium level here, 90. And we're looking for a wave 4 to pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So these highs here is essentially what we're looking at here. I'll work out the 38.2% a little bit later on, but it won't be far around past or near this here. And once again here, I can adjust this a little bit now. We can look at this as being an A, B, and a C for the A wave. And once again, once that high is confirmed, we'll look at a B wave back here, and then 5 waves up for wave C here, and then ending there, and then we can look to short from that point. That's if we don't get a triangle in play as well, you know. So the triangle pattern, obviously, you know that. So it's something like this here. I don't think that's the case, but we just need to be mindful of everything. So anyway, that's how that's going to play out. Nothing. So there's no real sort of good moves here as such. The other one, we're looking at the New Zealand one here as well. We noted that one of the main points here that we clicked onto was that this move here, complex, simple, more complex, is corrective. So we would be taking the lows out here and within that we had our first impulse wave down, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the market moved back to its 50-60%. Wasn't very sort of clean here, but the idea was we wanted to take new lows out through here and keep the stop above. And yeah, so this will be working lower in terms of 1 and 2 here and 3 here, bounce off here as wave 4, and then wave 5 down for wave 3. Now wave 3 here should be longer than wave 1 here. So that's the length of wave 1. So we look from taking it from this top here. So we need to see a move longer than that. So we're working with the 65 here. So we'll look to add once that becomes the retested resistance here. So if we just put this here and so we'll add positions once this becomes the retested resistance here, okay? So we have to wait for that that to become, that 65 is actually a medium level, halfway between 50 and 80, which are major levels. So 65 is halfway, and this is the sort of thing that it produces. So currently it's support. Later on it will become the resistance, and that's where we can add to these positions. So I'm just going to save that just so we sort of remember what we're talking about here. And that's it. The other point too that need to make, and I've said it before, is that the US dollar index is strong, US dollar, and we expect that to continue to move higher. So have a look at the euro crosses to have a look at the US dollar index chart. Okay, cheers.